Well, that's right. You're not Hitler. You're not a Nazi. You don't deserve to be called that and demonized.
Well, I see good things about Hitler also. Every human being has something of value that they brought to the table, especially Hitler. How about that one? Ari Emanuel, how you like that one? Hey, Ron, you gonna do anything to fix Chicago?
I'm tired of hearing I'm a Nazi. I'm really, because I'm not. But I think by them falsely accusing people, some people are going to become Nazis.
I am. Now what? I am.
Now what?
Now I'm a Nazi, Ari Emanuel.
Full circle there. Kanye West now openly claiming he's a Nazi. I'm sure he felt that way before. He just wasn't ready to say it out loud. So he went on Alex Jones' show, who looks pretty flustered by this insanity. Somehow, he's found a way to make Trump stutter and not realize what's coming at him. And now Alex Jones, who oddly found a way to semi-defend Jewish folks during these rants. There's more, because Kanye West did double down on his love of Adolf Hitler and his self-proclaimed announcement that he is a Nazi. Let's watch more.
Well, CNN says white people are evil Nazis, so I mean, I disagree with both statements, but I get the Trojan.
I don't like the word evil next to Nazis. I think we need to look at.
Oh my goodness! Just because you don't like one group doesn't mean the other. But look,
I love Jewish people, but I also love Nazis.
Oh man! Well, I have to disagree with that.
He happens to disagree with that. For some reason, Kanye didn't step up and walk off of this particular stage like he did previously. But no, there's a little bit more though, because there's one particular Jewish gentleman that he wanted to, I guess, invite on the show. Here's more of this insanity from Kanye West. I'm sorry, Ye.
Yes, sir.
I've got the perfect answer for the ADL. They are gonna have to listen up. What we did is we brought Netanyahu with us.
I mean, I'm in the twilight zone right now.
Netanyahu, what do you have to say? What do you have to say to Alex Jones right now, Nick Fuentes and Ye? It was bad. It was bad for Trump to meet with Nick and Ye. Okay. I had no idea your voice is gonna sound like that, Netanyahu.
So you don't like Benjamin Netanyahu?
I just heard about this guy 2 weeks ago since like the tweet, and I thought he had a funny name. I heard he's like really into like, he's like a super killer, and I could die for saying this. So in case this the last time you ever hear from me.
Well, look.
First off, he got his props off. That's a net and that's a yoo-hoo. But I guess close enough for Kanye. The fallout continues, even from the most strident supporters, members of the conservative Republican Party that were promoting Kanye West. Remember that House Judiciary Committee tweet there that said, Kanye, Elon, and Trump. There was things that were happening since they posted that, and people were saying, so you still stand by this? Considering Elon, considering Kanye, considering Trump. They kept it up. They've finally taken it down. I guess this was just a little too far to openly and blatantly say he's a Nazi and he loves Hitler and Hitler is a great guy, especially Hitler. That apparently was a bridge a little bit too far for multiple people. But before we get to those multiple people that then finally came out to say, we don't want to say it out loud, yay. We're supposed to kind of insinuate and make sure that these rabid, crazy supporters of ours say it out loud, not the big vocal people who have large platforms. Jackson, before we go to more of that, first, let's go ahead and break your silence that you wanted to have, you want to hold on to. Is this worth, I'm gonna ask it this way. Is it even worth talking about anymore? Because this becomes a discussion. Will it lead to the things that are problems when people say things like this, hateful things like this?
Well, I think, honestly, what's happening now and what will happen is we're just gonna see less and less of him, because it's not even just that what he's doing is ridiculous, but he's lame. Like, that was lame. Like, that was hard to watch. Like, it was lame. It's like, bro, you are doing this for the sake of I will and nothing else. So I'll do that. I'll say it. I'm like, and it's like, you never go out on a limb for anything that matters, right? So I don't even need to get into that. But the whole thing politically, it's like people, even though the furthest right-wing conservative figures are backing away from this, because it's like, if Hitler's cool and you see the good in everybody and you're tired of us grouping everybody into one batch, But Joe Biden, he's aligned too far. The Democrats, they're aligned too far. It's like you don't have anything to stand on. Like it's so again, like he's just crazy and really needs to be sat down. I don't know if anyone around him even gives a damn. I don't know, but it's like this dude is just ugh.
We're seeing who's around him. And as you saw across that table at the same interview on Alex Jones's show was the same Nick Fuentes. So he's toting around his little Nazi with him as he goes around pushing the Nazi things. So, this is the thing. He's on this tour, he's looking for the attention. This is where I'm now in the 50-50 range because people always say, why do you guys talk about Trump so much? Why do you talk about so-and-so so much? They're hateful people, we get it. But there's a lot of hateful people who follow them and then carry out maybe some of those things, those attacks, those thought processes, and it then permeates through society much more. When you have platforms like this. Yes, Alex Jones has given him even more of that platform, which kind of Ye didn't really need though. So the question then becomes, does it lead to maybe those types of folks going out, having these this type of energy? Maybe they come across someone. We knew during COVID when Trump kept talking about it's the China virus, China flu, or whatever hell he was calling it. People were attacking Asian folks as a result for your rhetoric. The question is whether or not the rhetoric that now Kanye is pushing is going to get to those types of results, because we know what happens with the LGBTQ community. We've seen it happen with black folks. We've seen it happen with Jewish folks in synagogues and places where you can find a collective group of folks. Will it lead to that stuff, and whether or not it's worth talking about this guy anymore? Let's go to the things that have been falling out from it. Graphic 3, you guys. Because there was folks that have been pushing him and have been supporting him, and where are they now? I've been asking this question when it was happening, when Candace Owens' ass was toting him around, was pushing White Lives Matter shirts. On the rapper formerly known as Kanye West will no longer be acquiring Parler. Speaking of Owens and them, the alternative social media platform favored by conservatives, including some far-right extremists, is what the company announced on Thursday. It's unclear whether it was about his recent rant or his past actions that he's been going through, because it's been very compact and put together. But they apparently said it's a mutual decision. Let's read more. So in that statement, Parler's parent, Parliament Technologies, said it has mutually agreed with Ye to terminate the intent of sale of Parler. This decision was made in the interest of both parties in mid-November. Yeah, sure. Parler will continue to pursue future opportunities for growth and the evolution of the platform for our vibrant community. They're probably not very happy that they associated with him before he went to the point that they weren't sure he was gonna go to. Now, for the sake of both parties, they're gonna part ways. I'm not sure if Ye said anything about that yet, because he likes to expose folks, as you guys all know. So there's more for this as well, because in that interview, he also said he's fully made that transition. What West says in this interview is, of course, despicable, as written out by Zach Beauchamp. His evolution into America's most famous anti-Semite has almost certainly emboldened the anti-Semitic fringe, perhaps even endangering Jews, the point I was trying to make earlier. So in that process, he's also inadvertently exposed people like Jones for what they really are. And this is a great point. Wink, nudge, enablers of anti-Semitism. There's more though, because he was tweeting on Elon Musk's Twitter that's opened it up to free speech, comedy and free speech. Free speech no matter what it is, as long as it's not insulting Elon Musk. So Elon Musk booted his ass off of Twitter too. Again, weird how that works. He said this: I tried my best when someone asked him to fix Kanye. I tried my best, is what Elon said. Despite that, he again violated our rule against incitement to violence. Account will be suspended. I wonder if this rule about incitement to violence also includes the former president who he let back on, who incited one of the biggest insurrections in the country ever on January 6th. Weird how he's still on, even though he isn't tweeting. But also there's one other part, because someone pointed out how Kanye West has approached all this. Stephen Italian, Elon Musk tweeted this: every right-wing show host, we're gonna have Kanye West on television to set the record straight about why his genius has been misunderstood. And West says, I love Hitler. It's a little bit of the encapsulation of how this whole thing works. By the way, Jackson, also the bombshell stuff about Chris Paul. What else was he going off on? He said his final tweet was when he showed someone spraying Elon Musk in the back with his pasty, huge. We've seen the picture. I don't think I need to describe it.
I didn't see it, but none of it comes to any surprise. I mean, again, it's just like he really, honestly, truly has the mind of a spaced out little kid. Like there's like no sophistication there, And so hopefully people don't bring him on anymore. I mean, who would at this point? Especially unless he goes on some type of, you know, we don't really need to see him for quite some time until he's gone through some type of rehabilitation or really gotten his stuff together. Because he doesn't have anything legitimate to contribute. And again, when you got extremist organizations or just people like Elon Musk backing away from you, it says a lot, man. You're not onto something. You're off of something, you know. So
all those enablers and all those supporters, I'd like them to get their faces and asses back in front of cameras and talk about all the things that they loved about what they did to promote and help this guy out, and say that he's a legitimate person to be talking and representing them, because suddenly they're nowhere to be found. SOS to all of them. All that's left is Milo and a dumbass Fuentes.